quarterbacks responsible for the 10 5,000-yard seasons really have played at least 98% of the snaps. So many actually played less. And I imagine if you're chasing the record, you're going to play more percentage of the snaps. You're just going to play more because you're chasing the record.
Right.
So you want to have a snap percentage of 97%. And what percent does Dak have? I'm sorry, what percent? What of the boxes? Which ones does he check? ESPN says he checks all 6.
Yeah, no, he's got a great chance.
He is the number one guy they have as the number one chance to get to 6,000 yards this year. He is a pass-heavy offense. They're a fast-paced offense. They're a shaky defense. He has shown elite health when outside of last year.
No doubt.
He is a high-end efficiency quarterback, and he doesn't run all that much.
And he has crazy good weapons at receiver as well.
You need a lot of yak.
I mean, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, these are all guys who can make a huge play out of a small completion, consistently. So that also, I would think, probably is another thing that would be added to the formula potentially. Yeah. Who has the playmakers to where you don't necessarily have to throw the ball 40 yards down the field in order to gain, 40, 50 yards. Short completions that turn into big plays. I think CeeDee Lamb's going to have a lot of those this year.
You're going to be hard-pressed to find me a better top 4 weapons that a player's had. I don't say weapons, but Lamb, Amari, Gallup, and Zeke. I mean, that's a really strong 4.
Yeah.
This is what they write. This is the write-up. You were expected to see Mahomes here, weren't you? Let me explain. Prescott finished second in pass yards in 2019 with 4,900 and was on a 17-game pace of 71.83 through 4 games last year. He's completed 66% of his career pass attempts, peaking at 68% twice. He's finished in the top 5 in yards per attempt 3 of his 5 seasons, including the last 2. His 9.4-yard average depth of target in 2019 was 4th. He'll benefit from McCarthy's offense. 35 seconds between snaps, second fastest in 2020, 12th fastest over the past decade, and 1,100 offensive snaps, second last year, 11th most in the last decade. Mike's generally called pass-heavy offenses, a bit of average in that department, while Prescott was healthy. His ankle injury could be considered a red flag, but note, he appeared in all 64 of the regular season games during his first 4 NFL seasons, playing at least 98% of the snaps from 2017 to 2019. He does pull the ball down and run, though he scrambled 20 times during his last full season in 2019, so it's not a concern.
Yeah, to speak to that, I think that's probably, if we were talking about passing touchdown record, then I would think that would probably be a bigger detriment because of what you said. I think that he's going to have rushing touchdowns.
He's going to have 4 to 8 rush touchdowns every year.
Exactly. But I don't think that's going to impact his yardage because most of those come from 4 yards out.
Right.
When it's one of those read option plays where it's, do you hand it to Zeke, do you tuck it and run to the outside? Man, he averaged 45 pass attempts a game last year, and that includes the Giants game where he didn't even play the whole game. 45 attempts a game last year in those 5 games. That's a lot, man.
Wow.
One thing McCarthy never did, I shouldn't say never, he had 1 or 2 seasons in Green Bay where he was committed to like Amon Green, and that. But for the most part, they never had like a bell cow running back that they just locked in on and gave him tons and tons and tons of work. It sounds like they want to do that with Zeke and then Pollard have a role as well. But we'll see, man. You know how it is. I mean, we can have a plan, and then you get 4 or 5 games in. The schedule's tough early on, especially. I mean, if you're 0-2, you might want to have the ball in your quarterback's hands, throwing it to your dangerous weapons more often. So I think there's a great chance. I'm not saying it's the best thing for the Cowboys if it happens, because it means the defense hasn't gotten a whole lot better. I do think this Cowboys defense has a chance to be average.
I think it's definitely going to be better. Yeah. I think it's league average is what I strive for on defense.
If you can be an average defense on this team, then you have a chance to have a great season because your offense is so good.
That's all you need. Get hot at the right time.
But if the defense is not good, and there's a chance because they have a lot of young pieces on this defense, watch out, man. I mean, especially with the 17 games, there's no question that it's in play. It was in play last year, and that was with 16 games.
Yep.
So,
real quick, I'll just run down what they have after him. They got Mahomes at 2, his exception. He only has 5 of the boxes. Pace of play, they're a little bit slower. Pace of play.
All right.
Tampa, Tom Brady, his exception, shaky defense. He does not have that. Right?
That's very true.
Defense. He's
Absolutely.
only got 5 boxes checked.
Right.
Stafford.
He's my number 2.
Well, he's their number 4. He's only got 4 boxes checked. The exceptions, they don't have a shaky defense.
Right.
And they're not pass heavy.
We'll see about the shaky defense because you've changed schemes. You've changed defensive coordinator. They clearly have the best defensive lineman player in the game, and Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey's great.
Yep.
But they've lost some players too on that defense. There's a lot of stars and scrubs on that roster, and losing Cam Akers, their starting running back, you could be in a situation where Stafford's throwing it 60 times a game in a high-pace Sean McVay offense. So I think he should be higher on that list.
Number 5, Rodgers. The 2 that he is missing is the pace, and they've got a good defense. And then Justin Herbert. Pace and play calling are unknowns because it's a new coach.
But it's Sean Payton's scheme, so I think there's a chance.
Oh, is it though? Because he was the defensive guy. Is he going to use Payton's scheme?
Lombardi, the offensive coordinator, is Sean Payton, New Orleans. Yeah, he's.
Sean Payton. I think you said Sean McVay.
No. Sean Payton's scheme on offense. Or at least that's the thought that it's going to be something along those lines. And so I think that offense could be explosive for sure. But I think their defense is going to be very good with Brandon Staley, Joey Bosa, and knock on wood about Derwin James. So
yeah, it should be. So there's your 6. Dak is leading the way.